Hi, and thank you for tuning in to our Travel Talk. My name is Linda Veråsdal. I'm the founder of Ethical Travel Portal, a tour operator based in Norway and focusing on local experiences and responsible tourism to various places of the world. One of our destinations is Nepal, and today we are talking with Raj Gyawali from socialtours, our local partner, and in particular about our trip happening in Nepal in February, which is focusing on post-earthquake. Hello, Raj, and welcome. Can you give a short introduction to yourself and your company?
My name is Raj Gyawali, and I run a company called Social Tours in Nepal. Well, Social Tours is a company that is based in Kathmandu. We've been running for about 13 years. We work in the niche of responsible tourism and are very active in developing products that are sustainable, have a deep impact in the society, and spread the money in the economy. This is our main focus. And post-earthquake, we've concentrated a lot on products that are actually helping recovery. And today we're trying to talk about the situation in Nepal now from a tourism standpoint.
So it's already gone like 7 months since the first earthquake in Nepal. What is the situation in Nepal?
I think after the earthquake in Nepal, we had a period of shock, then a realization that we need to do a lot of relief, and then the recovery process. We've gone through post-earthquake, we've already gone through a monsoon season. The big festivals in Nepal are both over, and now slowly winter is setting in. I think from a recovery standpoint, I think most people are now realize that something that we've been awaiting for a very long time is past now, and it's time now to just settle in and recover.
One thing that you have been working quite a lot with is the Nepal NOW campaign. And what we actually have done is turning it into a full itinerary that we will be doing in February. So what is the background from the concept Nepal NOW? You did explain a little bit about it, but can you go a little bit deeper?
Sure. The Nepal Now campaign came about about maybe 2 months after the earthquake, when we realized that the information was not going out from Nepal the way it should have, and a lot of people around the world who wanted to come to Nepal really needed information from the ground about status, about safety, about inspirational stories and stuff like that. And so a group of entrepreneurs got together along with the Nepal Tourism Board, and we decided to start a website called Nepal Now. And the idea was very simple, to try and explain what the situation in Nepal now is. So within that, they started a website called nepalnow.org. And while doing the work around that, we realized that there's this energy in Nepal right now after the earthquake where people are working together, and there's very, very strong stories of recovery, of strength, of resilience. And there's no reason why not to convert that into a beautiful product where people can come and enjoy and understand how Nepal is recovering from an earthquake. And that was where the birth of In Nepal Now, the trip, happened.
Yes, because I hear you say quite often that people should actually come and visit Nepal this season, because the atmosphere is quite special. And I was just in Nepal myself a few weeks back, and I can absolutely confirm that. How is tourism in Nepal right now compared to last season?
As was expected, it has slowed down quite a bit. I mean, if you go with examples of what happens in other situations, like in Japan, in Philippines,
yes,
the tsunami in the Indian Ocean, it usually takes about a year and a half to recover back to its original form. Yes. The initial thing is always there's not enough information that goes out to tell where is it deeply hit, and then consumers are always concerned about, is there water supply, is there food, are we being a bit coarse in trying to enjoy a country when people are suffering? All these questions seems to come to mind. But we realize that these are not such big issues. I think what is more important is to find out whether it can still be good to go to the country, And the rest of it is that the country really needs the money. So yes, people should come to the country.
Absolutely. And tourism is one of the main sources of income in Nepal, isn't that right?
Yeah, tourism is a very big source of income, and tourism has always been prioritized in Nepal, and it's incredibly resilient. It has happened time and time again. I mean, Nepal has been through political turmoil, has been through Maoist insurgencies, and we've come out, tourism has still come out as a winner through all of that. And tourism is very important in Nepal also because a lot of the tourism in Nepal is rural based, and which means it actually puts money into the hands of the people.
Yes. And the travelers that you have had now so far this season, what are the feedback from them?
Oh, their feedback has been extraordinary because we have developed new products that look at the resilience and strength of the people.
Yes.
We always add that whether they're trekking or not, and we always add those products as well. And they just feel like they've come in Nepal at a very special time. They feel very special. They are treated very special because there are not too many travelers in Nepal at the moment.
Yeah.
And they go back with lasting memories. I mean, of a trip that was fun, which was as usual in Nepal.
Yeah.
And but it's value added with this incredible energy and the feeling of being special and having done the right thing.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And I see a lot of picture. I am in Nepal now. That's also a campaign that came alongside the Nepal Now other campaign, isn't it?
Yeah, that was a campaign that was really, really interesting. I think just after the Nepalese earthquake around about June, there was the Tunisian attack, and we saw that people in Tunisia were posting, "I'm in Tunisia now," because they wanted to prove to the world that, you know, they're still in Tunisia. And we thought it was a great campaign to pick up in Nepal.
Yeah.
And so as soon as we did it, it viraled online and became an amazingly incredible campaign, which we are still continuing right now and has a nice long tail.
Absolutely.
We have now supplemented it with "I'm going to Nepal" for people who want to come through, who are planning on coming to Nepal. And "I wish I was in Nepal now" for people who wish they were in Nepal now. So we're trying to encourage as many people to get involved in the campaign, yes.
Yes. So any travelers that are in Nepal now, they should take a photo with this. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I think travelers who are in Nepal now should definitely write it in a piece of paper, put it on their tablets, or just print out "I'm in Nepal now" and, you know, hold it up and take a picture and put it on social media. There is nothing more convincing than that to other travelers to come to Nepal.
So if we go back to the trip that we're going to do in February, Social Tours and Ethical Travel Portal, you will be guiding some of the days yourself. So will you give your personal perspective of this as well?
Oh, absolutely. I'm very excited about that. And we've been involved right from the first day of the earthquake, and we've gone through various different things. And I've been working on presentations on that. We even offer it over online. I've also done these presentations in London, and, you know,
Yes.
it's about how Nepal has tackled, you know, the situation, and it's a very, very fascinating story. And usually colors any talk that I do with any travelers anyways.
If you go just through that itinerary a little bit, because we will be doing some days in Kathmandu or Bhaktapur, and then we are going, also taking the group out in the blue. So these days are actually days that we have not yet planned or put on the agenda. So we're keeping it a little bit as a surprise. Can you say a few words what I could expect during these days, or will you still keep it close to your heart until they are in Nepal?
It's nice to keep it close to the heart, but, you know, I think the reason why we actually had those blue days was very, very simple. One is that, you know, Nepal is in a process of recovery, and a lot of things are very fluid. So where we see the opportunity to showcase something that is really extraordinary is what we're going to fit in those days. And that's very hard to predict right now, because if I predict it, it might not be as fascinating as it will be when people come in and we outline it for them.
And it also put that little excitement perspective, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think trips should be like that. It should always have this element that always remains in your mind because you did something that was not planned. years in advance. So, there's always things that are a must-do in Nepal, and those must-dos we will put it in,
Yes.
Done in a particular way. But then the rest of it has to be pretty fluid, and that has worked really well with trips in the past, and we'd like to continue that in this trip as well.
But they will be definitely going out of Kathmandu.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We'll be going out a little bit out of Kathmandu to see, the countryside for sure.
After the earthquake, I also noticed that socialtours have developed a lot of new products. In particular, you're focusing on day excursions. Any reasons for that?
Yes, because I think in post-disaster situations, people are not very sure of multi-day experiences. So as soon as the earthquake happened, we wanted to develop trips that people can do at a very short notice, and trips that have a meaning, have got relevance to the earthquake, and are actually helping people put money into the hands of the people who really need it post-disaster. So we thought tourism can play a very important role in that, and developing short trips, small trips that people can book easily and join is something that can really benefit people.
Yes. And how is that going? Do you find it successful?
We find it very, very successful. Anytime we have a chance to talk to a person and explain the trips, they usually end up buying it because they are meaningful. They open up people's eyes into how Nepali society functions, and they get a chance to meet the locals, and also at the end of it, the value addition is that when the money they pay, partly it goes into the hands of the people. So it really helps directly in the relief or recovery effort.
Yes, absolutely. And I can see that point of transparency as well, and that you're meeting the travelers directly. And like you say, you can explain to them actually what has happened and where you are in the process of recovery and how they benefit the local people by doing a trip like that.
Yeah, and it's a very easy way to contribute into the right point in this situation like this, because you can also see how the money flows directly. I mean, for example, if you look at a newly developed trip that we're working with women from a locality just outside Kathmandu, which has, had some damage from the earthquake, and the women, you can either give them money directly in their hands as aid, which is short-lived, or you can actually start promoting what they do for a living. I mean, weaving in this case.
Yes.
And when you go and enjoy that, and and you participate in the process, you're actually giving them many things. You're giving them pride in what they're doing.
Yes.
You're giving them pride in the fact that they're not receiving aid, but actually making money through service or through trade. And all of this is a very, very sustainable way of doing things.
Absolutely. Totally support that. And that is actually kind of the essence of the trip in February, that we are meeting and engaging with people and what they are actually doing in their daily life, and how, as a tourist, you can support that.
Absolutely.
Instead of, like you said, direct donation, which is short-lived.
I totally agree with that.
So I want to ask you why people should visit Nepal now, and in particular on the trip that we are doing in February.
I think people should come to Nepal right now to see the energy that and the positive that the human spirit can do.
Yes.
In today's world, I think we're not very proud of being human. I mean, we pollute, we fight each other, over simple, silly things. And, and this is something that is actually making us very depressed that we're human beings. But when you come to a disaster situation, I'm sure this is true all over in the world, you see an energy that people exude, and the synergy that people can have when people work together. That is something that is quite stunning and beautiful. And the other part of it, of course, Nepal is safe. I mean, there's no reason not to come to Nepal. I mean, there is the hotels are all functioning. The airport is alive. There's enough water. There's enough food. There's no problem with that. So, and the fun is always there. So the value addition is the main reason why people should come to Nepal now. And we designed it in February. February is a great time of the year. It is just at the beginning of the season that starts in March or April. It is cool. It's not too cold. and it's just the perfect time of the year to be in Kathmandu. So it just fits. All of it fits very well to come to Nepal in February.
Thank you, Raj. You just nailed it. Why people should come to Nepal.